What's up you guys, it's Katie, welcome back to the Spotlight. Today I'm finally doing another trend related video. I used to film these pretty frequently, but it's been a little while. I don't know, I don't follow them as closely anymore, and honestly it's just kind of hard because typically when you talk about trends, it sort of centers around whatever the upcoming season is, and living in the southern hemisphere where we have the complete opposite season to majority of the world population living in the north, just makes it kind of awkward, doesn't it? But I thought, okay, today let's just put that aside. I'm going to pretend like seasons aren't even a thing that exists and just pick out a couple of key items that I've seen popping up a lot recently and thus I assume are trendy or popular, and just show you how I like to style them in my everyday wardrobe. So hopefully you can get some inspo if you were interested in incorporating trends. Obviously, whether you do or don't, one is not better than the other, just wear whatever makes you feel good. But before we do get into the looks today, I want to give a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, which is Shoptiger. I'm always so grateful when I get to work with them because, as you guys know, I have been using their service for years and they're one of the main contributors to me quitting my impulse shopping addiction. So if you guys struggle with that as well, trust me, your wardrobe and your bank account will both be thanking you if you download Shoptiger. It is completely free, super easy to do so, and from then on you've got the cute little button to be your best pal whenever you're online shopping. So there's three main ways they can really help you out. The first is whenever you see an item you like, you can click the button, add it to your designated wish list, and that way they can send you either an email notification or mobile push notification whenever that item comes back in stock or goes on sale. And with those wish lists, I really like that you can split them up into their own categories. You can either do them quite broad just by different aesthetics, or you can really narrow it in on particular items that you're currently interested in. For example, if you are a sweater vest addict like me, I would just throw in all the sweater vests that catch my eye into one separate wish list, and that way you can just let it sit there, kind of see what ones are still playing on your mind, do a bit of process of elimination, obviously also see if any of them come on sale. The next feature I am also a big fan of is, of course, the coupon codes. Pretty much whenever you are on a checkout page, that same button will just pop up, you click on it, instantly it'll scan the internet for the best available discount codes and apply it for you. And then most recently they've also launched a cashback feature. This allows you to simply earn cashback via PayPal whilst shopping at any of the select retail partners. So if you guys are looking for a helping hand while you're doing some online shopping, then definitely recommend checking out Shoptiger. I will leave all of the links and info down below in the description box. Trend number one, sweater vests. So yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen sweater vests popping up literally everywhere over the last few months, and personally I've been rocking them for a few years now. Pretty much as soon as I got into K-pop, I just fell in love with them. A lot of groups, if they're doing more of a preppy concept, I find the stylist go-to is going to be a sweater vest, and I decided to follow suit. I feel like at this point I would consider this more so a wardrobe essential rather than a trend for me, but there's no denying that generally speaking this is more of a of the moment piece, I guess. The great thing about these becoming more popular is that they are so much more easily accessible now, plus they come in just a very wide variety of colors and prints. There's some really fun ones. Today I did end up going for something a little bit more classic, I guess. I mean, this is pretty much my pitch of what I'd want to wear if I had to wear a school uniform in an anime. But yeah, I've just teamed it up with some other classic pieces which are also quite popular at the moment. For example, this oversized white button down. This particular one has a few details that I'm just obsessed with. For starters, the longer cuff. I feel like this is a really cool way to kind of bring a little bit of shape back to an oversized piece without it being the usual like cinch you in at the waist sort of business. So I think that's a really cool detail, and also the fact that it is longer at the back, because even though this feels quite short, you kind of still feel a little bit protected. You know what I'm saying? And also just a tip, if you want to kind of get your shirt to sit like this and you're like, how does that happen when it's so oversized? I actually just pair a little belt underneath. You can't even tell because the top layer is also oversized, but it just means that you can kind of fiddle around and gather it where you want. So it sits a little bit nicer. Now you're able to get a peek at my black pleated skirt as well, or tennis skirt, I feel like is the trendy terminology at the moment, but honestly, pleated skirts is another one of those things I would consider more of a wardrobe essential, but again, you just can't deny that they are popping up more frequently at the moment. than they have been previously. I have one pleated skirt that I've literally had for 10 years and I still wear to this day. So I guess that's the good thing about trends that are also kind of classic, because it means you can still keep wearing them in years to come. You don't have to worry about it just being a fad. Trend number 2, patchwork.
Are you not embarrassed?
I'm trying not to laugh because I fucked that up like 10 times before that take, but I've been seeing so much of this and I feel like they manifest in 2 main forms. The first one is in jeans. There's a lot of like two-toned, patched back together denim rework sort of style. And then secondly, in the form of tops, kind of what I've tried to go for here, but this is a much more toned down version than I would personally prefer. Usually these are looking a little bit more deconstructed. You have that purposeful overlocked stitch exposed, often with threads hanging down as well. Anyway, let me just run through how I've decided to style it today. Obviously more of a muted color palette, which I tried to continue throughout the entire look. And this top is quite a thin fabric as well. So I decided to go for a heavier sort of pant just to ground the look a little bit. I really like how the khaki green teams up with that muted dusty pink. And although these pants don't feature the patchwork trend per se, I do like that it has the 2 tones to them, because in my opinion, it just helps the outfit flow a little bit better. And then to tie everything together, since this did feature just the solid black sleeves, I thought I'd use that as my accent color for all of my accessories. So you've got the chunky shoes, the sunglasses, and then this isn't a harness, it's literally just a belt, but I thought it was a good hack for those of you who can't find a harness or they're too expensive. Literally, if you just have a plain skinny belt and just use it over one shoulder, it kind of gives you those sort of vibes. I actually really like using this even though I have harnesses, and once I had done that, it felt like the leg was missing something, so I threw on a leg harness as well. Why the hell not? Trend number 3, whatever you want to call this groovy pattern. I'm really not too sure how best to categorize this one, but I just feel like I've seen a lot of like retro inspired patterns and prints. This was actually my birthday outfit. You guys may have seen it already over on Instagram. I love the green and purple combo on this one. Obviously that's kind of been a trend this year, but since we are finally going into spring, I feel like this is perfect for us. And if you guys are going into fall, then this might be a nice option if you guys want to keep things a little bit more colorful and fresh, rather than a lot of the other trends I'm featuring have a bit of a darker theme to them. And I've actually noticed that this color combo is very, very popular in cartoons, so it has that really like fun, nostalgic, poppy feel to it. For my spring babies, I'm teaming it with a pleated skirt and my trusty old cowboy boots. I am still not over this one, so just let me live. Okay, I thought I would also just quickly share this outfit as well if you guys needed something a little bit warmer. I switched into these gingham pants because I do think it's really fun to kind of mix and match patterns at the moment, and if it's something that you're like not too sure on, I would say a good recommendation to get started is go with a larger scale print like the one in the top and team it back with a smaller scale print like the gingham. And it obviously also helps that one has color and one does not, because it just means you're not throwing too much into the mix all at once. But yeah, I just feel like there's something about print mixing that has a very effortless, like carefree vibe. I just threw it on, but still looking cute. It does help to kind of ground it with your accessories, so I went for all black accessories too. Trend number 4, gloves. I don't think this one is quite as mainstream as some of the other ones I'm mentioning, at least yet, but definitely all over the side of TikTok that I live on. So if you guys have similar interests to me, aka like anime, K-pop, cool fashion, and you used to be an emo in middle school, then you probably see like every second person wearing these. And it's not just gloves either. There's a lot of arm warmers, wrist cuffs, all that jazz. But yeah, for today, I thought I'd actually try and team it up with a couple of other trends I've been noticing. The first one is my choice of footwear. I feel like there is a lot of Mary Janes as well as loafers and Oxfords going around. Just that really preppy shoe. Then also the slip dress I'm wearing, this kind of lingerie, underwear as outerwear sort of trend is still going strong. And this is the sort of thing I mean. I swear I spoke about this in one of my first ever trend videos on YouTube. And then so many years later, she's still hanging around. Like, we can't get rid of her. At what point is it no longer a trend and just the norm? You know what I mean? Honestly, the only real styling tip I have for these bad boys is, does the fit look like something Misa Amane would wear in Death Note? If yes, you should be good to proceed. To be fair, this is probably a little bit more toned down than I'd usually do for her, but the next video you guys are gonna see is completely dedicated to this sort of style. I'm not sure what to call it yet, so if you're into this sort of aesthetic, let me know what video title you would be willing to click on. But yeah, I just didn't want to double up back to back, so this is what I came up with. Trend number 5, corsets. Obviously, this is a continuation of that lingerie trend I was talking about earlier, but I do think there is quite a specific focus on corsets recently. Some are more obvious while others are more low-key. I feel like this definitely works into the low-key realm of things, and I've actually kept on that same shirt from before. This is a great layering piece whenever I feel a little bit too exposed in the chest area. I just throw this mesh top on. I've actually had this corset for a few years and it is quite a nice fit with the cupping and the boning. I guess it's kind of flattering. I don't know, I don't get that much wear out of it though. You guys can probably tell I'm typically more of a silver person, so the fact that this has gold hardware kind of throws me sometimes, but since it's what we have to work with, I thought I'd pair it up with leopard print because in my mind that is like perfect combo. And since this is the sort of trend that would typically be considered a bit more risque, I suppose, I thought it'd be nice to team it with a longer length skirt and also kind of toughen it up with a pair of boots and a leather jacket. This also helps push it in more of a 90s sort of direction, which I'm always going to be a big fan of. And honestly, these kind of 90s cut longer line leather jackets are also very trendy at the moment, which hurrah, we finally have the perfect segue. That's right, trend number 6, leather, 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 leather. I know I must be sounding like a broken record at this point because again, leather, one of those things that has been an absolute staple in people's wardrobes for decades now, but for some reason has found itself on the trending list this season. We're seeing a lot of leather on leather, a lot of 90s influence, again with these like long line, almost blazer-like jackets rather than the cropped moto style that has been popular in like the 2010s. And although there's still a lot of the traditional black, we are seeing pops of color thrown in there as well. If you've seen some of my recent videos, I've been styling these green leather pants a lot, so I thought I'd try and give those a little break and throw on this red leather jacket instead. It serves you very Edward Elric vibes, bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, some Shinsuke Nakamura in there, and even a little bit Scarlet Witch as well almost. So yes, she is versatile. I threw on the faux leather pants for maximum effect, and I think again this turned out to be a very effortless, chic sort of vibe, the sort of thing you would see like Bella Hadid wearing. Trend number 7, Argyle. I almost feel as though this has become a trend via association because with the sweater vest becoming so popular and lots of people thrifting them, often they tend to have an Argyle print to them, and now here we are, it's its own fully fledged trend. Obviously your classic fall prints like plaid are never going anywhere. It's like florals for spring.
Groundbreaking.
But if you wanted to try something just a little bit different, I think this is a nice option. This is another piece you may have already spotted over on my Instagram, so if you aren't following me over there, you might want to do so. I don't know, I'm sorry, I always feel really awkward with like the self-promo, but you kind of got to do it. The brown and cream makes me feel like a cozy teddy bear drinking a hot chocolate. I don't know, there's something very comforting about this sweater. You could definitely style it in a more casual way with like a cream pair of jeans, but I decided to spice it up just a little bit, mostly because I recently got these leg warmers and I've been dying to wear them. That's kind of a sub-trend to the gloves and arm warmers that I was talking about earlier. There's something very like Bratz doll about it to me, so I thought I'd team it up with my platforms as well. I'm pretty sure that's actually all the trends I wanted to talk about today, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what some of your favorite trends are at the moment. You can even let me know some of your least favorite if you want. A little while ago I did styling trends you hate and you guys seem to like that. I've had some requests to do it again, so if it is something you're interested in, let me know. It's kind of fun to try different trends and see if I can change my mind and yours, so yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!